Billboard Philippines Volumes.
On this episode of Billboard Philippines Volumes, we got Ena Mori on the show. She's back with a new EP and a new single that she talks about on the show today. So let's turn up the volume on Ena Mori. This episode is powered by Cream Silk.
Billboard Philippines Volumes.
Yes, welcome to Billboard Philippines Volumes, where we turn up the volume on your favorite artist stories. And today, we are with an artist that breaks boundaries with no apologies, known for blazing her own trail as well as her experimental yet authentic sound. She was the first ever Rule Breaker awardee at the 2024 Billboard Philippines Women in Music Awards. As an artist, she has never one to hold back. She's always innovative, expressive, and true to herself in everything she creates. The authenticity has taken her to the top of the global music charts and onto some of the world's biggest festival stages, which we'll talk about later. Now, after recently signing with Norway-based company Made Management, she is set to expand her impact even further across the globe. Of course, we are with the one and only Ena Mori.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now, let me get this because
Yes.
that's crazy.
That-
Thank you
that's-
so much
Those are
for
facts.
that intro. That's a really I'm very humbled and grateful for that introduction because that's really a lot. Thank you so much.
No, you know, it's crazy to think just on the past for a second. Again, like in the very first episode we did with you 2 years ago when we
Yeah.
first started Billboard. The thing that I said was this: I watched you in Poblacion around the year 2018,
You were the OG.
2019,
Yeah.
and we're now in 2025. From playing in Poblacion
Crazy.
to playing world stages, that's what's happened in just a matter of just a few years. And it's really amazing to see what's happening in the Filipino music industry as a whole, and
Yeah.
how artists like you have stuck to their sound, stuck to their vision, and stuck to their creativity overall. And by sticking to that and believing in that, you've broken down barriers overall, especially in pop music. So let's just jump into it. Okay, let's jump into
Thank
it
you.
right
Yeah.
now. Okay. The project, of course, is rOe.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about it. I have a lot of feelings about it, but let's just get it straight from you. What is rOe?
Well, rOe is it's kind of like a binder of songs that I wrote from a post Don't Blame the Wild One perspective.
Yes, exactly.
And I guess for me, rOe is a little bit more kind of an internal expression rather than like an external kind of loudness that I kind of wanted to express and Don't Blame the Wild One.
Yes.
And how I felt post COVID and kind of figuring out this, being in your 20s.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the things that I think I didn't get this super experience when I was still confined, and whoever that was in their 20s when it was COVID would understand it.
So very
There's
true.
something that like that 2 years, it feels like it was rubbed off from you.
Yep.
That you kind of lost that 1.5 or 2 years of your life, and you're kind of catching back, um and kind of backing track all the things that you want to achieve. And I think, post COVID, everybody's so much more anxious because we have been online, and that's really a fact.
Yeah.
We've been constantly pressured to make something great
Yeah.
after that,
Yeah.
and I think it's just my internal questions that I had. How am I supposed to thrive in a world like this as a 20 something and figure out life when I feel such a child, and how, with the pressure of becoming an adult and you're supposed to be growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how to kind of like balance the two between how I'm feeling, which I feel such an idiot. Like I feel like child,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have to act like an adult. And I think that's kind of like what 20s looks like for me. And I just wanted to write in a more internal um, um, way by kind of making it more delicate and kind of more, I guess, more cyclical in a
Yeah.
sense. That's why rOe, the name rOe came about. I don't know. There's so many inspiration that came from the name rOe, but I've always felt like being in our 20s feels like this kind of very sensitive, delicate thing. You know,
Yes.
it's such
In between adolescence, but not yet
yeah,
fully an
yeah.
adult, of course.
And of course, as a teenager, you have this. I don't know. I had this thing where like when I was a teenager, I could just do anything
Yeah.
and just you know the adults will just deal with it. It's such a bad. I'm such a bad teenager, but like I just be like, yeah, YOLO. I'm
Remember
fine with it.
YOLO?
You remember YOLO? Oh my gosh, I feel so old.
Uh,
But you just do stuff that you want to do.
yeah.
But now that I'm in my mid 20s or almost late 20s, it feels like I want to do something that I want to do because
Mhm.
I'm in my 20s. I'm still young, that everybody says. But the pressure of becoming stable or even kind of like
Yes.
figuring out life
Yes.
basically and kind of have this hustle, waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning and just like do
Dunk
whatever.
your face in
Yeah,
cold water.
dump your face in cold water. People are dumping their bodies
And
into
we have
ice
to,
water.
not only that, we have to record ourselves doing it so everyone
Everybody knows that I
knows.
am
Exactly.
actually bathing in ice water from Alaska. So that's pretty much that's
It's
the
hard out
reason
here.
why.
It's hard
Yeah,
out here.
it's really hard out
Yeah.
here and kind of just figuring out that. And yeah, I guess I also wanted to make a different record from Don't Blame the Wild One
Yes.
because for me Don't Blame the Wild One, I think I was in a really confined space
Mm-hmm.
where I had the need to kind of have this punching like statement.
Yes.
And that's kind of like my expression of I just want to go out. I just want to say something outside. And that was my take on Don't Blame the Wild One versus rOe.
You're outside, but it's introspective at the
Yeah,
same
it's
time.
more kind of I'm talking to myself rather than like talking to the world, if you know what I
Exactly.
mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what rOe is about. It got long, but
No, no.
yeah.
It makes sense why it's long because when I look at everything about rOe, from the music to the visuals, like you have this whimsical world that it just makes sense about what you're saying. You have this whimsical world that you're creating for us.
Yeah.
You're showing like this childlike just wonder, but at the same time you're your age going through
Yeah.
all of that. So it makes sense exactly what you're saying. You're trying to navigate what's
Yeah.
around you.
And I think for rOe, and there's so many kind of topics that I kind of wanted to, talk about that I feel personally, passionate about. And I think all the songs, I talk about shame and I talk about obsession, like
Mm-hmm.
push and control. I talk about things that really bother me into my core. And I think this is the year that I'm thinking about that more deeply in a
Yes.
sense where it's not just my worry, but it's something that I kind of want to figure out a system for me to kind of, break through whatever I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's the record that I kind of wanted to really sit down and think about what I've been feeling for a
Yes.
while. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's start out with, I think, the first song from the rollout, Heartache Generation.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, Heartache Generation is a song that I wrote about kind of feeling left out from your peers and how much success you're feeling from other peers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an internal comparison that I think a
They
lot
tell
of
us
people
not
go
to
through.
have those, but
yeah, it is something that we're kind of bound to feel that way
Exactly. Yeah.
because it's everywhere. You see everybody's what
A very
know
going
about.
through 20s
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. I will know what James is doing this morning, and it's something that we are bound to kind of. It's gonna
Hmm,
happen.
hmm.
Everybody's gonna feel that way, and I think Heartache Generation is kind of letting go of that pressure of your peers kind of feeling left out from
Yep.
the success that you're trying to achieve. It's more kind of about, I should probably live in the moment because this is the moment that I should learn, and I should be taking care of myself.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was kind of Heartache Generation is about. Yeah.
Then through this cycle, you drop another two songs that don't end up
Yeah.
on rOe, which is Funny
Yeah.
and Little Sunny Baby. Now, Funny just screams at me directly like the ting tings or something like that. It's just like, it's so fun. It's so in your face. It's
Yeah.
so like, hey, I'm here right now. Tell us
Yeah.
about this song and why, like, maybe going from Heartache Generation and building rOe, but then also taking a few side steps into some of these type of songs.
Yeah, so Funny is a fun song.
It's super fun.
Well, I I had an idea of writing a song called Funny, and it's just really about funny things that I find funny, which is like, it's not even, it was kind of like a joke at first,
Mm.
but um Funny is about just things that I find it
Yeah.
ridiculous, and I think it correlates with many of the things that I kind of find ridiculous in the world in general, but um especially girls in Japan. I root for them because they go through a lot,
Mm.
and um I just wanted to write a song that express how ridiculous some of the things is that
Yeah.
a lot of women in Japan deal with, and also kind of wanted to highlight the power of friendship. The girl friendship is
Yes.
nothing will come across better than girl friendships,
Mm-mm.
in my opinion. Like, it is something that is, they're gonna be there in the end of, like, when you are on the ground cremated, they will still be there because that is the power of girl friendship. There's something about it that is so unwavering and so strong, and I just wanted to kind of include that as an, like, just to kind of pay homage to
Yes.
my girlfriends, and
Shout out
shout
girlfriendships.
out to all the girls and the girlfriends that they have,
Yep.
because those are the ones that will not leave you. Those are the ones that are gonna tell you that you're when you're acting out weird. They're gonna point out as well. It's something that you can kind of hold on to. And yeah, I just wanted to write a song for that.
Coming from Funny, we're going into Little Sunny Baby.
Yeah.
Yes, even the outfit there.
Yeah.
Okay, you're covered in teddy bears.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that was a really fun project. So it really started with this designer that I was talking to. She's a designer from Harajuku,
Okay.
Tokyo. Her name is Yopi, and she has a brand called Little Sunny Bite.
Okay.
And for her shop opening, like a grand opening for the shop, she wanted to do a song
Yeah.
as to kind of to celebrate the open,
I love
right?
your side quest. You're just like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's do
And when
it.
I heard it, I'm like, yes, I would love to do that
Uh-oh.
if you gave me all the teddy bears.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so
Pay me
I
in teddy bears.
exactly. So I got really inspired, and I got to know her story as a designer, how it came about, and how challenging it was for her to start with online shopping,
Yes.
and to actually having a store in a big building in Harajuku, and that is something that it was her dream as well. So
Yeah.
it's just really nice to be able to kind of hop into her dreams by writing a song for that.
Yes.
And yeah, so Little Sunny Baby was kind of just everything that I got inspired from her world.
Mm-mm.
Just listening to her stories and just her the little sunny bite world, basically.
Just taking what she does and how she
Yeah.
thinks and creates and building it into what you do, and it just was a
Yeah, and
beautiful collaboration.
it was a very authentic and kind of natural way for me to write, because there's so many things that I related with her story, and just her quest is a different quest than mine, but
Hmm.
it is something that I think I I do sympathize and empathize in a lot of ways as well. So yeah, and it was a really quick process as well, because I already kind of had an idea of where I wanted to go, and it was such a fun experience. Yeah.
Billboard Philippines Volumes.
Now it's time to volume up with Cream Silk Volume and Hydration, giving our hair more lift, more presence, more power. Now back to the episode.
Billboard Philippines Volumes.
Now, going back into rOe and what was happening there, uh, a breakout track that is everywhere, just straight off the bat. I'm getting Lily Allen, Moby, um, just a lot of these influences, but it's completely you. Portion Control.
Right.
Now, tell us about this song because it blew up and it's everywhere. And like, this is a global track, everyone.
Yes.
It was
Thank
on the
you.
New Music Friday everywhere. It's on so many different editorial playlists, not only here in the Philippines, but around the world. And it just really shot up very fast. I think it's one of your fastest rising songs.
Hmm.
But tell us about it. I mean, what does this song mean to you and how did it come together?
Yeah. So Portion Control is like the first track in rOe,
Hmm.
aside from the intro. And it's really a personal song, because I it's a song about obsession,
Yes.
and having something to obsess to, so that you're distracted from the real you know pain or real problems
Yep.
that you're facing. And I think that for me it's food. There's something that I'm attached to food, and it's been like a it's been a real struggle for me to kind of detach my emotional side, or emotional eating, you know as like a what do you call it, from actually just getting nutrients from food.
Hmm.
And for me, when I get sad, I eat food. um when I feel pain in any sort of way, the only thing I do is to eat. And
Not the
you know
worst. I don't know. Not not
I
the
mean,
worst.
it always has a limit. It always has
Food
a
or
limit.
bender?
Yeah, yeah. It always has like a limit to things.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I really struggle with eating and food, and understanding, and kind of adjusting my body image from that as a teenager, and kind of navigating through that, and how I feel about myself, and how other people view me. It is a complicated relationship to something that is supposed to just give you nutrients and just happiness.
Yeah.
These sweets and these um veggies and everything that you have in your plate should be giving you so much joy. And there's a point where, when it gets so obsessive, or kind of this attachment to emotions,
Yeah.
it gets toxic. It gets through your head. And for me, I experienced that a lot, and throughout my teenage years, and until now, I do have a hard time kind of letting go of things. When I'm eating sweets, I think about my body, and I think about what this will cause me, in
Yeah.
a sense. And it has been a struggle for a while, and I just wanted to write a song to kind of not to solve it. It's
Yeah.
kind of more just an expression of this is what's happening, and I am recognizing that it is a problem. And for many others, I'm sure, you know, maybe spending is your addiction, or, maybe drinking or anything that,
Whatever it is.
whatever that is,
For
it is
whatever
something.
pain you're feeling.
Yeah, for whatever that you're obsessing over, it is always like a mask to something that is a bigger problem. And um yeah, I hope that this song would kind of make sense out of things, or maybe just find you in that place where, yeah, I do recognize this is a problem, rather than, I'm not here to like cure, because I don't think I have the power to do that. Everybody has his own power, but
Being able to talk
yeah.
about it usually is the first step
Yeah.
towards healing it,
Yeah.
or understanding it, and just kind of getting that insight from you right now, where it's like, you can hear portion control and love the synths, you can love the feeling you get from listening to the song, but then when you
Yeah.
kind of understand it on that level where you're trying to talk about something that, where you love food, you've always loved it, and then you also associate it with these different times in your life where if you felt sad or pain, it brings towards that. But at the same time, you just want to talk about it. You want to say, hey, it's not, I'm not going to let this control me. I want you to know that I'm going through it too. And that
Yeah.
maybe that's why it resonates with so many people as well. Because there's got to be so many people that are caught up with thinking they have to worry so much about their image or
Yeah.
about a certain aspect of themselves. But you're here to say, hey, it's okay to have these thoughts that may clutter your mind, but don't let it control you at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. You said it. And
Amazing.
yeah, it's
Amazing.
just
That's why we need
really
artists.
yeah. But yeah, I just hope, it's just really like an honest sentiment. I think it's just also perfect for me to put it in a track, the first track, cuz it that's kind of like the big chunk of what I was feeling around, you know, my early stage of in my 20s,
Hmm.
and those have been still ongoing, but I think I'm better now that I kind of stress wrote
Yes.
that
Yes.
and released that over. Yeah, but yeah, that's the power of music, I guess, for me, is that I could get to like release it by just writing everything and just making everything.
And the
And
power of
yeah.
music, truly, because from being able to drop all these tracks, dropping an amazing EP like rOe, now this type of music, your music has actually taken you around the world. Like, let's drop into this for a second. South by Southwest, you've been going out there, you've been playing festivals outside the country.
Yeah.
Give us a few moments or a few places that you've played that really have meant a lot to you, or you've got to
Ooh.
experience since the last time we've spoken.
There's so many, I think. And every country has like a different quirks and
Yes.
beauties in it
Yeah.
that I really enjoy. Um, One of the memorable ones was both, I think, Sydney and London is one of my
Wow.
favorite as well.
Just Cindy in London.
Yeah, just
No,
like
no big deal. That's
no, no,
okay. Tell us about
no, no, no.
tell us about
Yeah,
Sydney.
but Sydney, I went with my bandmate Cairo
Mm-mm.
and my manager Audrey, and uh, it was just a really small team because of course, like
Yeah.
we have to play, but we played two shows in Sydney for South by Southwest,
Wow.
and
Yes.
we performed in this really beautiful venue called Phoenix. Shout out!
Shout out to Phoenix.
It it's a really beautiful place where you could see the audience can see the stage like 360. So, and it's kind of like a staircase where they can like see you from above. So it
That's
kind of
so
like
cool.
it's like a castle basically.
Yes.
But I got to play one of the show there, and I don't know, it was one of those experience where the venue just really gives that energy back to you when you're
Mm-hmm.
performing. And of course the audience are looking, but you almost kind of forget that there's audience because you're feeling the
Just enjoying that beautiful
yeah,
venue,
yeah,
enjoying the sound.
exactly.
It's like,
I'm enjoying the
this is for you
sound.
guys, but also a little bit
Yeah.
for me right now.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, so one of those shows where I kind of enjoyed it for myself.
Yeah.
And it was such a treat because, especially when I'm performing, I do kind of like blackout most of the
We
time.
see it.
I'm
You
not
jump
thinking.
around.
Yeah.
You're gone. You're
I'm
you're in
not
your own
I'm
world.
not there. I'm like my brain, my energy somewhere there. But
Yes.
for this particular stage, I got to really enjoy the venue and
Mm-mm.
how I got to perform and kind of like feeling the energy from the venue. And I think that's really rare
Yeah.
for a lot of places that you can get, because you often are super focused on the
Exactly.
audience, and
It's
that's
like
what I love. But
straight in front of you. Usually
yeah,
that's the what's
yeah.
happening. But you
So
get
it
these
felt
rare
like,
moments.
yeah, exactly. I felt like I'm just with my bandmate Cairo, and I thought we are just playing for ourselves,
Yep.
and that was such a treat. Yeah,
Yes.
so that was my favorite moment in Sydney.
Now
And
moving from Sydney to London. Tell us about
yeah,
London.
well, many memories in London, but I got to uh go to South by Southwest London,
Mm-hmm.
and that was my second time in London because I did residency there for like a year, for like a month.
Yeah.
That was a crazy experience because that was my first time in London, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna survive
Yep.
here, but everything's expensive. I don't know how to afford this. I packed
Yes.
my couple noodles
Good
for
job.
y'all. Yeah, because I
Always need that.
cannot. £7 for coffee. Oh my goodness. But anyway, for South by Southwest, I think that was the first time that I've done like a proper, like a show with people, like audience, to come watch
Mm.
a music show, in a sense, because I've done like some pocket cafe shows
Yes.
before, but it was kind of like, whoever that was there would watch, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But I think for South by Southwest, it was a little bit in a different energy, and people were there to watch, and it was just really nice to be able to kind of be in the lineup with fellow Asian artists with Eastern Margin.
Yes.
It was really cool to get to know other Asian artists, and I don't know, just being able to kind of represent my blood, both Japan and Philippines, to kind of showcase what we have. Is such an honor, and it's such a treat for me to be able to kind of have that energy
Yes.
with me. It's not just about me, but the whole industry in Asia,
Yes.
especially here in Southeast Asia,
Definitely.
Philippines. That's such a big flag of
Yeah.
responsibilities that I have, and I I'm so grateful to be able to be that person to kind of showcase what we
Yes.
have in our music.
And we are so
Yeah.
happy to have you there.
Thank you. Thank you so
Now,
much.
you've put out amazing projects since we last talked. You've been traveling the world. Now, I guess I'd like to just talk for a second about what really
Yes.
gives you the confidence to believe in your music since the start and to continue to believe in it.
Mm.
And what would advice would you give to artists that may be taking the less beaten path and really going in their own direction or trying to be more experimental or wanting to believe in what they do as well? What gave you
Mm.
the confidence to do what you do?
Mm. Well, I could say in my true honest parts of me, I do have a hard time, to have that confidence every day.
Yep.
I think it's natural that we have those doubts
Yes.
and, you know, less confident days,
Yes.
and I think for me, what helps me the most is that whenever I'm doing or making my craft I really love, I I treat them like my child. And whenever I'm writing the song, I treat them like I nurture them, and you know, fix every day. I check the music every day to
Mm-hmm.
see if I like it, if I have to tweak it. And it is something that I'm so passionate about. It's like my child. And whenever I'm thinking in that way, I want my child to have the best
Do it for
opportunity.
them.
Do it for them, And for me, it's not about me, but it's more the music that run through me that I was able to make something. And this song deserves
Yes.
something that is special. And just like your child, you
Mm-hmm.
want the best for your child. And kind of separating myself from the art, even though I kind of made that with my producer or whoever that was involved
Yep.
there, kind of separating myself from the song is a lot easier for me to process confidence for the song itself, if
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. Because I don't know, like, if I was always the frontal of everything, it it gets a little bit complicated in my way of thinking. I think it's nice to kind of separate my music as a child. And she deserves it. She is great. Instead of like, I'm great because I wrote these songs. You know what I mean? And I think that's what helps me, like, logically.
There
Yeah.
is such a great lesson in what you said, and I think this is something that a lot of artists need to hear even right now, which is the fact that respect or love your work enough to put it out.
Yeah.
That I know so many artists and I know so many creatives that build or create beautiful things, but it never sees the light of day.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it is. But I love what you're saying. I think that confidence to even say, you know what, I love my work like a child, and I have enough confidence to say, child, run into the world.
Run into the world. Yeah.
Grow however you're supposed to grow and
Yes.
let the world do what it's gonna do. But I want
Yeah.
you to go out and see it.
And I think also, if people don't hear it, what's the point?
What's the point?
It's really,
What's the point?
yeah, because
Exactly.
for me, I love making music for myself. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong. It's something like that's a hobby. That's
Mm-hmm.
another thing that I do. But, music is meant to connect people
Agree.
together. And if it's not out, it's missing a big chunk of the purpose for music. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
The confidence to put your music out. Now, here's the thing. We all know you are very experimental with your style from head to toe.
You too. Head to toe.
Not just with the music, but we also saw that you revealed a new hairstyle recently.
Yep.
This halo bleach shroom cut. Yeah, we're curious when it comes to your hair,
Yeah.
what makes you feel stage ready?
Well, shout out to my hairstylist, Magpatina. She's always
Yes.
been um changing my hair ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I want to experiment with my hair, she's super open, and our ideas always kind of like click
Yep.
together,
Yep.
which I really appreciate, because you really have to share that sentiment with your hairstylist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, hair's everything.
That's me and
Sabi
them. Joke.
yeah, exactly. Hair's everything, and
Uh,
it's really nice that I get to work with her. And I do have like a really straight hair
mm,
that is really heavy, and
mm.
it gets so dull
Okay.
sometimes. So I try my best to kind of keep my hair a little bit like more lighter and kind of more layers. And I also use this product. Shout out to Cream Silk, but I use Hydration Volume Salon renewal hair mask that it's like a new hair mask that they
Okay.
use, and it really volumized my hair. And I do have like a bleach ends right here, and it gets dry
Yeah.
sometimes, and it really hydrates it. It's really nice, and you can use it, you know.
Cream Silk, if you're listening, send the product this way.
Yes, shout out to Cream
I
Silk.
wouldn't mind. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my secret. I just like experimenting with my hair, and choosing the right products is really important, especially just taking care of your hair
Yeah.
on the road, because
Just
it
to be
gets
stage
crazy.
ready, because I mean, you're on all these global stages,
Yeah.
and looking and feeling your best gives you that extra boost of confidence.
Yeah. And I guess like for girlies that likes to experiment with a lot of different hairstyles and different, cuts. I myself love a good botch haircut. I've said that
Yes.
so many times. I think it's really rock and roll
Yep,
to
yep,
kind of
yep.
rock a botch haircut. They call it botch, but it's cool.
But it's
Like it's
cool.
just
No,
effortless and cool.
exactly.
But for you to kind of maintain that, you need the right products for it. And for me, Cream Silk's mask, the new mask, is really helpful to me. Yeah.
We love it. And the music, the style, just everything about what you do has brought you to the world stage. And in
Thank
two
you.
years, we've seen you drop amazing music. We've seen you travel the globe. And I guess with all that being done, what is next for you? You did just recently drop another new song, La Loba. Am I saying
Yes.
that correctly?
Yes, La Loba.
Yes. Amazing track. Is
Thank you.
this a new cycle? Are we moving towards a bigger project? Tell us about it.
Yeah. La Loba will be a different cycle, I would say. I'm working on another EP.
Exciting.
Very exciting. It's always been a dream to do kind of like a double EP type of
Yes. You
situation.
know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Right.
Oh.
So you might be wondering why Funny is not in
Boom.
row.
That's what we call
Yeah, so
correct.
I kind of
I
want
knew
to,
it. Yeah. Game.
it's
Uh-oh.
all in the dome, guys.
Yeah.
It's I'm just cooking something. Joke lang. But
Amazing.
yeah, so I'm working on a new EP,
Yes.
and some of the songs that you've mentioned before would maybe
Maybe.
be there. I
Could
didn't say
be.
it would
Possibly.
be
Volume up.
volume up, but maybe next year.
No,
Yeah.
we love it. Double EP in the work, more shows, more surprises. We are so excited for you, Enna.
More hair.
More hair. Always more hair.
More
Right,
hair.
Cream Silk fam?
Yes.
Yes. We love you. We're excited for what's next for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here on Billboard Philippines Volumes today.
Thank
Catch
you.
us on all the socials, subscribe, all that snazzy stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
And that Volumes episode was powered by Cream Silk.
Billboard Philippines.